Okay, I think we're officially recording now. So,
Okay.
hello everyone, and I will say like everyone is. This is probably just going to be my mom, Mia.
Dude, I'm making my mom watch it too. So at least
Ooh,
two people.
we have doubled the subscriber count already. It's going to be great.
Iconic.
One thing that I always forget to do is like introduce the person because like not everyone knows how we know each other.
Ah,
And I think my mom does know you. Y'all have probably met, right?
maybe.
I know she's come to like some of the dance things, but this
Okay, well then yeah, I probably met her. Yeah. I've known you guys long enough. I feel like I just know everybody you know so well, maybe. Who knows?
it seems like it.
Yeah.
But this is Mia. Mia met you and my wife are friends through tap dancing. You are
Yeah.
a tap dance instructor.
Yeah.
Uh, but I would say more importantly is you are a music bingo aficionado.
Aficionado. Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
gosh, a title I had not had prior to this. This is yeah.
Well, you know, like every song, whether it's country, rap, uh, uh, the others.
The others, I'm just shocked you started with country because that is like significantly the one where I just am trash at. Although I do know the first 12 seconds of nearly every country song now because of Music Bingo. What happens after that, I don't know. But
You know, you say that, but I feel like whenever a country card comes up, everybody groans, and then, well, like it's mainly Abby. Abby knows those country cards, like
that is
you
true.
would
Yeah.
not
As
really.
long as we have Abby or Tyler or just somebody who knows country, it always winds up working out.
Yes.
But I still would prefer never to have to listen to a country song ever again unless it's like Taylor Swift, like Love Story, early
Oh,
years.
is she really country? I guess she counts as country.
Well, in the early years when she had like the wavy hair and she was playing her guitar like all the time, that was like that was country. But now I guess she is a little iffy.
That's a good point. I do have a surprise for you. Whenever music bingo gets back to like being a thing,
Okay.
I've dedicated most of quarantine to learning hip hop music.
Stop it. Oh my
It's true. It's true. I like
gosh.
the other day a song came on the radio and I was like, that sounds like that's the baby without even knowing
And was it?
it was.
Oh, oh I am just shocked.
It's
That
I
that
know
is
it's gonna be hard to believe, but now like my hip hop knowledge is where it used to like end in like, around Vanilla Ice period.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
I'm slowly working my way backwards to that now. So I feel like
Wow.
I may be like not a huge help, but a little help. Like
I'm
Fetty Wap,
impressed. You
I know who
know,
Fetty Wap is now.
you know who Fetty Wap is now.
Oh yeah,
You,
yeah.
and that's the way
I,
to know.
I almost did that, and then I was like, that's gonna be way too offensive. So thank you.
I'm happy that I was the one to do it.
Well, I was watching his
So
videos, and I was like, what is wrong with his eye? Like, is something going on? I was like, oh, he don't have an eye
he
there.
doesn't have one, and that's what's. I mean, he rocks it though. He does his own thing, and that's I knew who he was because of that. So
That's a
kudos
good
to
point.
him.
He's also apparently like trying to scam people on Reddit now, like
Oh my
saying send them. He's like telling people to send him like $500, and he'll put their song on you know some trash thing he's making, but he needs $500 to like process it or something.
Oh my gosh, you said you learned hip hop, but I didn't realize that you had learned everything about the artists as well and what's going
Oh,
on with their scams.
me, I don't play over here. I am a dedicated subscriber to r/hip hop heads.
Hip hop.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's great. And the whole like process for learning this is they have a big spreadsheet of like, do not post anything about this album. We know about it. Okay, it's overplayed. So I've been going through that spreadsheet and listening too.
Dude, that is whack. I cannot believe you were going through a spreadsheet.
Oh yeah, I can share it with you later if you want. I'm putting
Nope,
little notes on there as well.
I actually would like that. Yeah,
Okay, I'll include that in in the notes for this.
perfect.
So now that we've talked about, oh, and the other thing I wanted to say was, like, we really just hang out at Music Bingo. But
Yeah,
whenever you come to Music Bingo, it always makes Music Bingo way better. So, like,
thank
thank you
you.
for that.
I would say the same about you. You're always there, so it's always a good time.
Yes,
Mhm.
I feel like if we're not there, then like it just didn't happen.
I know it's yeah. If we didn't go, it doesn't even matter if they even had it or not. But at this
Yeah.
rate, I'm feeling like we're going to have to just start hosting our own music bingos virtually because I am not stepping foot in a restaurant right now. And I miss it. And I miss
That,
it. And I need that on Thursdays. So let's just do our own.
that is,
Outside at restaurants, as long as I know that there's like proper 6 feet apart. But
yes,
I'm the same way. Other than that, just take out and I make Tom cook for me like every day. So
that is awesome. So
yeah.
we're looking forward to meeting Tom as well.
Eventually, I'm looking forward to literally everybody meeting him. We actually met like 2 weeks before the quarantine happened, and we went on 2 whole dates. And we at that point were like, well, I guess if you have it, I have it. So we've just been hanging out ever
Yeah.
since. So
Yeah.
he knows like my immediate family, and that's pretty much it.
That is amazing because it's weird. It's funny like how fast like time has flown because it's like, oh yeah, not Leela, Mia has a boyfriend now, and like they've been dating for months, and
Yeah.
we haven't seen either of them at
It's almost,
all.
I know, it's almost 6 months. It's been crazy. And I'm just like, are we even dating? Or is this some weird, we're just hanging out during Corona because I don't even know. It's just
Yes,
this weird, bizarre concept. We've never been on dates. Like when we went out to dinner the other night, that was our third dinner date ever out in public.
that's well, it's a new world. Like,
It is a new world. I mean, we've been sailing. We've been to the beach and stuff like that. But aside from that, it's been pretty.
going sailing.
Yeah, Tom has a sailboat, like a little Hobie cat. So he's taken me out sailing a couple of times. We went all the way to Bald Head one time, and
Oh wow,
yeah, it was really cool.
that is amazing.
Yeah, he has many more talents than I do. My biggest one is music bingo and cleaning my house, and his is everything else.
But how is he at music bingo? Which category would he shine at?
I don't know. The main thing that we talk about regarding music is just the fact that like he's 4 years older than me, but apparently that's an entirely different generation. And so we just talk about how our music tastes are like drastically different. But he does sing and he does play the guitar and he does know music. I just don't know if it's music bingo music. But I think
Okay, okay.
so.
Does he know Fetty Wap?
I believe he knows Fetty Wap,
Okay,
so
okay.
we'll be good.
How popular is Fetty Wap? Not to like dwell on Fetty Wap, but
No. He's pretty popular amongst the youths, you would say.
well, that is a
Excellent
perfect transition.
segue.
Yes, yes. So we are talking today about My Cousin Vinny,
Yes.
the film.
Yes.
And
Is there anything else other than the film?
I was reading it was going to be turned into a book series.
Really? Oh my gosh, I would read that in a heartbeat.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. That makes me feel a little uncomfortable that like there could be a book series about my like would they how would they do like the phonetics and like
Yeah,
reading
that
the
is true.
yeah. But this is the first of so I've done like so many of these
Yeah.
so many of these very important YouTube
Absolutely.
videos. So I think we're on like 6 or 7.
I have watched 12 seconds of the first one that you did, so I'm a fan.
Oh well, I'm very glad to hear that.
Yeah,
Thank you for bumping the viewership up.
you're welcome.
But this is the first Oscar-nominated movie,
Really?
or I guess movie that movie that had somebody that was nominated or won an
Okay,
Oscar for.
I gotcha.
And, with old Marissa Tomei,
Marissa
which
Tomei.
it's a first time for everything.
I know, that's amazing.
So yeah, My Cousin Vinny. It was. So you watched this with Tom. Was that the first time you saw it, or had you seen it before?
So I'm embarrassed to say that it was the first time I had seen it because I am a hardcore like 80s, 90s movie. Like I love those types of movies and I love comedies. And so this was like the perfect blend of everything that I love because I don't even like things today. Like I think new movies are not my favorite. So
Yeah.
one day, yeah, we were just like, he constantly quotes the movie and he was like, we just have to watch it because you'll love it. And so I was like, oh, like, I don't know. And I was like, what's the plot? And he's like, I'm not even going to tell you. So we just
Yeah.
went in and like cold and just watched it and I loved it. So yeah, that was the first time I had seen it.
Well, that is great. I remember. So I remember seeing this when I was a kid, and it was like the epitome of comedy. Like it was the
Yeah.
funniest thing. It was just like everything about it is funny. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, this will be good. And I would say like the comedy now is maybe not like super timely
Yeah.
through the
It's
whole
just,
thing.
And that's what I liked about this movie too, was that it still held up. Like we were still laughing about it. Like it was still really just solid. But you're right. Today it's just kind of almost cringy. I
Yeah,
was watching
yeah,
like a rom-com literally yesterday, and very rarely do I turn off a movie just because I'm like, I'm in it, I'm dedicated, I gotta at least see it through.
right.
And I shut it off. I was like, this is not funny at all. So I should.
Which was that? What movie was that?
Um, I don't even remember the name of it. It was so bad. Oh my gosh, it's like one of the top choices on Netflix too.
That's all
What's it called whenever you're somebody's uh, date to a wedding? You're plus one. It was called Plus One.
right. Okay, okay. I
Do
have
not
not heard of
watch
that
it. It
movie.
wasn't great.
Interesting, interesting.
0 out of 10 would not recommend. However, many other people seem to like it on Hulu. But yeah, I actually turned that off because I was like, this is not my jam.
I don't know what's up with some of those Netflix movies. When you go in and like see what's trending, it's like, how are so many
No,
people
I
watching The Kissing Booth 2 or
I
whatever?
saw that. And there's no way. There's no way it's real. They're just trying to get the titles up there. This is the only conspiracy theory that I believe in, that it's just trying to boost viewership for other movies. And so they put them as the top ones. That's the only thing I can think of.
I believe it. So the first thing that stuck out to me in this movie was there's an extended scene where they're joking about prison rape.
Is there?
Oh yeah, when Joe Pesci like meets the two guys in prison, and he's
Yeah.
I can't remember what he's talking about, but he's talking about defending them, and the friend thinks that he's talking about that he thinks
Wait,
he's like their new roommate, and he's gonna
that's
rape
an
them.
extended scene that wasn't in the
Oh no, no, I'm sorry,
original.
not extended, just like it's stretched out a little
Oh,
bit
it's a
too
long.
long.
I was like, what? I saw the
No.
extended version. I was.
uh, I
That's
would like to see what they cut though. That would be interesting as
I
well.
know that would be the most amazing thing. But yes, that was like the first. I mean, Tom and I were talking about it yesterday. How just like hilarious that whole scene plays out.
Yes, yes. The other thing that stuck out to me is like everything is dirty in there. Like the cars had like so much mud on them, and
Yeah,
the Karate Kid had that weird like mustache that was like sort of a mustache, and it's like, oh
yeah.
dude, you got to like shave it or grow it out. Like
Dude,
what?
it's the country. We like dirt here.
Yes, yes. They love dirt down
They
there.
love the dirt. That's yeah. You don't have to shower if you're just like, yeah, I just went mudding, and everyone's like, word.
Yeah, it describes the South like to a T.
With
Actually,
tea.
was this the South, or it was somewhere in the South, I
Is
guess.
it in the? I thought it was in the South, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's got to
Yeah,
be somewhere because there's some pretty redneck dudes in there. Like
yeah.
everyone that's not the main characters.
Yes, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they're talking about grits. They've got Southern
Yes.
accents, so I'm gonna assume they're not all transplants and they all live there in the South
Yes.
somewhere. I should have done more research.
It's fine. This is not a research.
I watched this movie. I love though. I think that the best thing about this movie was that I watched it one time, and whenever you asked me of all the movies I could possibly want to talk about that I've seen in my lifetime, and I'm a big Disney movie fan. I've seen those movies hundreds of times. This
Oh
was
yeah.
the first one that I was like immediately, My Cousin Vinny. That's got to be the best one.
I'm very happy you picked it. I was when I asked you to do it, I was a little worried you were going to say something like Aladdin.
Okay, true.
I know we've had this conversation before, but when you said that you liked that movie, I was like, oh, it must not be so bad. I'll start watching it.
Okay,
And
I feel
like,
like the viewer needs to know that we're talking about the newer Aladdin, not the old Aladdin.
yes,
I
the
thought
live
it
action Will Smith.
was good. It was good.
I don't know how you could say that. I don't know.
It wasn't bad. It was medium. I haven't watched it since. It's not like I sit on my couch binging it every weekend. It's just like, it was good.
All right. Well, I'm very glad that you enjoyed it.
Oh my God. Well, I wasn't going to make you watch like a Disney movie. I felt like I had to pick something that maybe you also liked. So I wasn't going to pick like Tangled or Cinderella or something like that. I felt like it had to be something
You know,
that
I can
maybe.
appreciate those movies too, though. They're fine. I don't think I've ever seen Tangled, but I have seen Cinderella.
Okay, so the next time I do this, it's going to be Tangled. That's the
Okay.
movie. I think I've seen that movie hundreds of times at this point. It's
I
gotta
might like that. That's like it's a musical, right? They got singing in there.
It is a musical. It's like more of like a classic Disney vibe than the newer stuff because I'm not a fan of Frozen. I think it's overrated. It came out similar time as Tangled, but Tangled is just very clever. They have like the main guy in it is very witty and funny. Like he's not just your typical prince trying to save the princess. He actually like, actively tries to like get her away from him at the beginning of the movie. So it's very different and but yet still that classic Disney vibe. So
all right. Well, I like the classic Disney vibe.
Yeah.
And I liked even like the live action ones they've been doing. Like I like the Beauty and the Beast, that live action. I thought that was
pretty good. There is a cringy scene where the Beast sings a song, and that one was not my fave. Yeah. But aside from that, I thought they did pretty well. Any movie with Emma Watson is pretty, pretty much set. So
she's great.
Yeah.
And it had that Dan Stevens in there, which I don't know why I like him so much, but I think he was Gaston. Was he Gaston or the Beast?
I don't know because I don't know who anybody is in movies at all.
He's
really bad at like directors and actors and anything else.
Did you ever watch Downton Abbey?
No, I did not.
Okay, me either, but he was in that as well. and general,
talking about it.
Like we're just neither of us know anything about it, but it's fine. That does remind me though, when I did my 5 minutes of research for this by like going to the IMDb page and clicking trivia.
Okay, that's hilarious because I'm not even kidding. I didn't even have to click anything. It's already pulled up on my phone.
Very nice.
I was like memorizing. I was like, I don't want to say Joe Pesci's name wrong or call her Melissa Tomei. Like I was like, I can't be that person, so I literally have it up to reference.
It is totally fine. But in the trivia, it lists that they were going to do a sequel to this and it was going to be set in Britain.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But apparently Marissa Tomei didn't want to do it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. I feel like with this type of movie, there doesn't need to be a sequel. And I always hate whenever there's like a really popular movie and they're like, we have to make a sequel. And I get it. It's for the money. But like, I can think of very few movies that were sequels that were just like as good or better than the original.
Yes.
So I'm
Spider-Man 2, the only one.
What did you say?
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man, okay. Well, yeah, Marvel movies are, taken out of the equation. Those are iconic regardless. But with these types of movies that are just, solo in their own right, I just am very glad they didn't do a sequel. I would have watched it, don't get me wrong. They would have sucked me in it.
Well, of course. Do you think that the other thing that I thought was weird in this movie is like the Joe Pesci and Marissa Tomei do not seem like a good match.
Well, the age difference is ridiculous. First of all, we looked it up and she was 26 or 27 in the movie, like in real life, and he was like 40 in his 40s, I think, or late 30s. It was very interesting. They worked as a team, but as a couple, I'm like,
Yeah. When they have like little kisses, like,
and you're like,
seeing her and like him, it's just like, oh, Marissa, like, are they forcing you to do that? And he's just
I know.
Like,
I thought the same thing. I know. I was like, dude, just close your eyes and don't even think about it. I mean, not that Joe Pesci was ugly, but, it is just like that weird. I feel like it's slightly too big of an age gap for it to be like normal. Yeah.
Yes.
So the weird thing to me, though, actually watching this movie, and I'm going to force my sister to watch this anyway because we need our viewership up.
Oh, yeah.
But actually,
boom.
So the whole, I'm going to embarrass Tom a little bit too. So leading up to this movie, Tom's obviously like, Marissa Tomei, she's amazing. She's all this, she's gorgeous. She's this, she's that. And because obviously like I'm in love with her too, it's amazing in this movie. And the first couple of minutes of the movie, I'm literally like, oh my God, she looks just like my sister. And like my sister has a pale complexion with the dark features. And my sister, like if we still lived in Philly, she would be this woman. Like it was almost creepy watching her, even down to like the way she like raises her eyebrow or will like be confused when she's talking, just her facial expressions look just like my sister. So the minute I said that, he was like, yeah, it's because you look like your sister, and yeah, that's why she's, and I was like, dude, don't even backtrack. Don't even, like,
That is amazing.
but she, I mean, it really, like, she looks just like her. I wish I had like a photo comparison, and I want my sister to like tease her hair and wear the whole 80s gear for Halloween this year, just because it was just so freaky watching it. But I think that
Yeah.
is the best part and my favorite part about this movie is Marissa Tomei and her just actions, her
Oh yeah.
facial expressions to everything,
Yeah.
and just every line that she says is iconic.
She was like perfect. Like I forgot, I knew she was good in it, and I
Yeah.
remember like there were always like rumors that she wasn't actually supposed to win the Academy Award. That like the announcer just read her name because he liked her.
Really? Stop it.
Yeah, yeah. So I looked that up before recording this, and apparently like that's totally untrue. Like she absolutely won it. But it's
Yeah.
just like, man, it sort of sucks that like she was sort of tarnished by like, oh, she just played this quirky character, but like she did awesome. Like
I know.
she was awesome. She acted great. She had to put up with Joe Pesci. Like she looked great. Like
The fact that she had to kiss Joe Pesci at that moment in time, like, should have won her the award regardless.
yes,
Like,
yes, yes.
she deserves everything just for that moment.
Oh, that scene where they're like cuddling in the car. I feel so
Stop! I
bad.
can't think about it. I can't. I'm gonna throw up. It
Yes,
just it's so cringy, so cringy. But
yes,
somehow, like, I don't know. Like I said, they do make a good team. So like,
yes.
it is as cringy as they are as a couple. Like, I still like them, and their chemistry is like amazing in it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just, it's
They could
so.
have been like brother and sister, or like estranged daughter, father and daughter, like
I
something,
agree.
something
They
besides.
didn't need the sexual tension that they had, like,
Yeah,
to make it iconic. I felt
yes,
like you're right. He could have just been like her brother, and she was like, going along with him.
yes.
But I don't know. Regardless, she was amazing. I think that my favorite line that she says is when she's talking about the faucet and how it was calibrated by Caltech scientists. And frequently now, I will say, dead on balls accurate. Like, that is my
That is
new
amazing.
favorite phrase. I say it for everything. And if you don't say it in the accent, it doesn't even matter.
Oh
So
yeah.
that was my favorite.
And I always forget that you're from Philadelphia, so like, or Philly. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You say
Philly.
Philly or Philadelphia?
Philly. I don't know. Philadelphia. Whatever.
Uh, Jumping back to the hip hop thing, big Mac Miller fan, by the way. So
Okay. Okay.
representing Philly over there.
Yeah, you and literally everybody else in the world, huge fans of him.
Well, I didn't even know he existed until like 6 months ago, and now I feel
Well,
really bad.
spoiler alert, he's dead. So
And that also sucks. It's just like,
I
man,
know.
like there's all these great young rappers that you just like can't. I don't know why I did quotes around young because he was young,
He literally was young.
Yes, yes. Uh,
All these young rappers with their
with
clothes.
their hip hop and and I also learned some rap terms like lean,
Uh-huh.
like the drink lean.
Yep.
Like I never
Yeah.
heard of that before, so I had to Google that. That was very
Oh
interesting.
my God.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Also, when you Google lean, like it takes you to like a substance abuse help page. So that was sort of
Are
fun.
you serious?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is quite interesting. I feel like though anybody who already knows what lean is and maybe actively uses it isn't really looking for help. I think that they
I may have Googled like what's in lean or like how to
oh
make it because I wasn't really sure. Like, and I'm still not like totally sure. I understand that it's cough syrup and soda.
I've never that's not really my jam. But did you get like immediately like a text on your phone like from the FBI that was like, we're watching you now?
No, I'm sure I've Googled enough other things that they've already been
I feel like
flagged my
anytime
account.
I feel like anytime I say, "Oh, that's the bomb," I got to be like, "Just kidding. I don't really mean that."
Yes, 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 absolutely. It's
Like
creepy surveillance state.
the fact that I can be talking about like Crocs 1 minute and then I get ads on my phone the next for it is freaky enough for me to know that whenever I say like that's the bomb, that the FBI immediately puts like a little
Yeah,
little
yeah.
light bulb by my head and they're just like, this one could be it.
I we're way off topic, but like that whole
I know.
like
I'm sorry.
when you Google something and something pops up for it, like we were last year? Sometime my grandma had a heart attack because she's fine, don't
Okay.
worry.
Right.
But she had been eating like what were they? They were like little like some sort of like microwave super salty thing. Like she'd
Yeah.
just been like eating them like crazy. Oh, Jimmy Dean sausage
Oh
biscuits.
Lord. Okay.
She'd just been like eating tons of Jimmy Dean sausage biscuits. And we were talking about it in the car, and I think my son Googled it. And the
Yeah.
next day I started getting ads for Jimmy Dean sausage biscuits. And I wanted to be like, look, we were talking about like how horrible those are. We
I
don't want
know.
to.
Like that's the thing that bothers me though, because I'm a firm believer in that. I don't care if they listen to me as long as they benefit, like as long as it benefits me. So if I'm
Right.
getting coupons for things I
Correct.
want,
Correct.
that's great. But regardless, if I'm getting stuff for Jimmy Dean's when I obviously don't want that,
Right.
it's not convenient. It's not good.
Yes. Yes.
I think that this could be a good segue though into the grits conversation that
Yep.
they have, both in the like whenever he first tries a grit, and then
Yep.
also whenever they're talking about it in the courtroom, because I did rewatch both scenes this morning, and I feel like I felt that as somebody who came from the north to the south.
Yep.
I did not try grits probably until maybe like 2 years ago.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Are
Mhm.
you a fan of grits now?
I have a weird texture thing, so
Yeah.
grits are like not my favorite. I don't mind cheesy grits, and I don't mind if I eat them with like toast, but I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
eat just a bowl of wetness. Like
Yeah.
it's
It's like it's like chunky pudding, sort of.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not. I'm not a big fan either, unless, like you say, like it's got a bunch of other stuff in there, and you're not really
yeah.
thinking of them as like grits or
And
whatever.
yeah, and honestly, I don't think that I would take the time to make them because in the movie takes 20 minutes. Any good like self-respecting Southerner knows it takes 20. That scene was just so amazing where he's like, "Do you have some sort of magic kitchen that defies the laws of physics, like where you can boil water?"
Yeah.
Faster than any other kitchen in the world.
Yes. It's the grit defense. It's used in like many cases nowadays now
Is
too.
it really?
I'm not
Okay. Oh my God.
I mean, it might be. I don't know.
I would have
I just made
believed it.
that up though.
There's like so many videos on YouTube about like lawyers talking about the defenses like in this movie, and I haven't watched any of them, but I'm gonna say that they're gonna say that they're all fantastic and that they're all valid, and I thought so. I mean,
I
personally watching it.
I completely agree. Now, one thing I totally forgot about this until you mentioned it, until you mentioned wanting to watch this, and I don't know if you know this or not, but I was given private acting lessons by one of the actors in this film. It's
Stop
true.
it.
It's true. I'm going to pull up a
Private.
picture in just a minute, but
Okay.
if you had to guess, which actor do you think it was?
All right. Let me pull up my IMDb.
Excellent. Excellent.
I'm gonna say the guy who plays Stan Mitchell Whitfield. I'm gonna say, is that how you say his name? Whitefield?
I didn't look up his character name. That might be right, though. What's the actor's name?
Um, that's his name, Mitchell. That's
Oh,
it.
oh, no, not him then.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like the judge. Is it the judge?
I wish it was the judge.
Okay.
That judge is like way too famous.
Okay. Is it Lane Smith, the guy who plays Jim Trotter?
No, no.
All right. I can't imagine it's anybody more famous than that, so I don't know who. I can't.
So we're gonna have like a multimedia portion of this. If I can actually
Okay.
figure out how to share I've got a screenshot of him. So we're gonna say share screen.
Do you have a
preview.
picture like with him?
No, I do not. I would say it was not that private of one.
Oh,
That actor's name is Raynor Shine.
no, it's not.
Oh yeah, it is. Raynor Shine. And he went to the same college that I did, and he did not go there at the same time I was there, but he lived in Richmond, and we were doing. I was at school and I was rehearsing a scene or something in like one of the public areas, and he just like wandered in off the street and started giving like acting advice. And I did not know who he was at the time.
I was gonna say, did anybody know who he was? Was he? I don't know how time works. Had he been in the movie?
Oh yeah. So this was probably in like 1997 or 1998.
Okay.
and the movie's from 1992. But yeah, we were rehearsing, and like just this dude, I thought he was a homeless dude, like came in and just started like spouting off like pretty good acting advice, and I was like,
Like,
that's
wow.
really weird. And he gave us advice and then left. And at the time, I had no idea who he was. And then a few days later, somebody said that he was one of the more famous alumni. Believe
Oh,
it
wow.
or not.
Because
And
of
they were
that
like,
movie, had he been in other things?
he is like a character actor, so he's been in a lot, but he's not. I would say like this is probably one of his more like major roles, as opposed to
Gotcha.
just like background guy
Okay.
that has a beard, is
Dude,
sort of thing.
I would never have recognized him off the street. I feel like 100% would have been like, homeless dude, just
Yes, and he
really
had like a
excellent
giant beard
acting.
at the time too, and it was just like this is
I
it
don't
was
even
very
remember
awkward.
what was his like, what was his, I mean, obviously he's, talking about the crime, but like, what was his
He
defense or
was
what did he,
he was
did he
one
live
of the
across?
yes, yeah, yeah, that's it. He
Yeah.
lived across the street, I think. He was one of the witnesses.
And he
Uh,
had dirty windows and like
yeah,
trees blocking his view. And okay,
yes,
okay. He's like,
yes,
could you say that maybe your view was obstructed? Like,
yes,
okay.
yes. And
Well, that's,
apparently, he's friends with Joe Pesci, which is how he got the part in the movie. And
oh, no
he's
way.
in like he's in like pretty much every Joe Pesci movie is like some
Okay,
small
just
role
like,
because it sounds like they just like hanging out.
gotcha. Interesting. Even homeless looking people can, get a big break, which is
It,
really great for him.
absolutely, it takes all kinds.
Oh my gosh.
So we're running up about it seems like it's only been like 5 minutes, but we've been
Dude,
going for like half an hour. Was How would you rate this
no.
on a scale of 1 to 10 in expectations?
I'm gonna say 1,000.
All right.
This is better than I could have possibly imagined. How would you rate the movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would give it, I would probably give it, so I have my rating system is very like well thought out, believe it or not.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's one thing that I just sort of do all day is rate out movies.
Uh-huh.
So what I would say, 10 is perfect. I
Okay.
would say 7 is a solid good movie without anything extra in there.
Okay.
And then, the lower the numbers get, the worse off it is, of
Okay.
course. And I would put this in as like a solid 8. Like it's
Okay.
definitely better than a standard good movie,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't put it in like the super high quality.
What is in your super high quality movie? Like what's hands down, like what would give, like, just so for a frame of reference, like what would a
Oh yeah.
10 be for you?
So there would be several tens. In Bruges be 10. I don't know if have you seen that before.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm like not a movie buff, so I probably have not seen any of the movies that you would qualify as a 10.
what are some? What was? Yeah, you may not have seen the. In Bruges is maybe the most popular. How about Evil Dead 2? I like Evil Dead 2 a lot.
I have not seen it.
Okay, okay. Life is Beautiful.
No.
Kung Fu Hustle.
Dude, you should not have asked me to do this.
Okay.
I don't do movies.
What movies would you rate? Where would you put this movie, and what would you rate a 10 if not this one?
So I feel like my since I'm not big on movies, like growing up we watched Disney movies or TV. Like I didn't watch a lot of like, movies, not the
Yeah,
Disney
yeah,
movies, they're movies, but you know what I mean. So
yeah.
not an animated movie. So my standards are not incredibly high. It's pretty much just, I feel like if the movie is quotable, it's a 10. I feel
Okay.
like if it's something that I can continue to talk about like in my day to day, so I would give this movie a 10 just because
Okay.
the fact that like I talk about it all the time and I quote it all the time, I think that I feel like I would not be doing it justice. I think that the other thing that we quote all the time is "you blend." That was the where he steps out of the car and he's like, "What? I'm wearing cowboy boots." And
Yeah.
she's like, "Yeah, you blend." So that was what Tom was quoting. That was like, he was like, "Oh, it's from My Cousin Vinny," because he says "you blend" all the time. And so
That's
I
amazing.
just feel like if I can quote it frequently, it's a 10. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that's great. That I know we're over time, but like the outfits we didn't talk about much.
I know.
The outfits were like crazy. Like
Yes.
his weird like leather suit. Like, is that a Philadelphia thing? Wearing?
No, That is, well, I can't, I've been in NC actually longer than I was in Philly, so I can't speak for, but I have been there and I would say absolutely not. But I almost showed up in here today wearing like my leather jacket that I have and just like teasing my hair. I was just like about ready to, you know, go
I
all
can
out.
totally ditch this recording and we can do it again if you would like to change.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Sounds like a lot of work, and I would not do Marissa Tomei justice. But it will be my Halloween costume, and you will see Tom dressed up in all leather with cowboy boots.
Nice. Can he get his hair like Italia side? I don't even know what like that weird style is. Like it looks like grease.
Yeah, yeah, it will happen. So regardless, he'll buy a wig if it doesn't work out that way. But yeah, it's gonna happen. I believe it in my heart and soul.
Awesome. Well, on that note, I'm gonna stop recording, but
Okay.
don't leave quite yet. I don't know why I always have
Okay.
to tell people that. Sometimes I hit like stop, and then like the person just signs
Like, all
out.
right.
It's like, well, I wanted to like say like bye.